industrial, edgy side, animal hits and more over the top produced elements to kind of take it out of the traditional sense and give it that modern energy that we were looking for. And that also helped tie in with the in-game music.
Yeah.
Did you find more salvage?
Okay. Hey, everyone. We're going to take a couple user questions. I asked in the chat there if anybody had some questions. If you have any more, feel free to write them up. We'll try and get some of them out here, as many as we can, but, obviously we only have so much time. So what we're going to ask right now is if all you guys could tell us, as you raise your alert level, does the volume go up? Does the intensity of the audio increase? What differences are going to happen as the EDF really start to come after you more and more? So that's one of our questions.
Okay. Basically, there are 3 levels of music. There's ambient music, there's light combat, and there's heavy combat. And depending on who's pissed off at you, how many of them there are, how long it's been since they started being pissed off at you, all kinds of different things will happen. Basically, you start off at ambience, and you're running around the world. And as you break stuff, and as people notice that you're doing things, yes, the notoriety will kick in. There will be a point system that starts adding up. It's all behind the scenes. You don't get to see any of this stuff. But basically, there are points, and after you exceed a certain number of points, it kicks in a transition, and it starts ramping up. It's like dun 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 dun, and then it kicks into the combat music. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It's dun 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 dun, dun every single time.
We sampled him to actually get
with the xylophone.
Multifunction.
Yes. So you can sneak around, and as you, it should be kicking in.
Yeah, it should have
transitioned. If it didn't, bug it.
Yeah.
Just
TDL.
We'll get right on that.
I've got another question from the fans. What's the support in terms of 5.1, 7.1? How many different audio configurations do we have built in, and how was that built while you guys were recording?
How was that built?
Oh, sorry. What did you guys do specifically to make sure
Got it.
that you got proper audio for those players who have a really high-end audio system?
So I'll take this one. Basically, the game supports up to 5.1 on the 360 and up to 7.1 for the PS3. The places where this really came into play was with the cinematics. I would filter in specific passages on the side channels to really make use of the fact that we recorded in surround. So one of the other nice things about the orchestral recording process was that everything was isolated. We ended up with over 50 tracks of each individual or small ensembles of instruments. So I could kind of take some liberty and spread things out for 7.1 versus 5.1. The key was to make everything as, cohesive, again, there's that word, as possible, so that you didn't alienate one platform or the other too much. It's just nice touches on the side fills. And, yeah.
Before the fanboy wars start, it sounds awesome on both. We tested on both.
It certainly does.
We made it as good as we possibly could. I mean, if you really are working with a 7.1 system, which not very many people have, then good on you. You'll be able to hear some difference there. But if you're playing on an Xbox on 5.1, it's still going to sound amazing. So.
Okay. I got another question from the fans here. Throughout the game, as you go through the different sectors, is there going to be a different feel per the sectors based on the music? Is it going to change completely as you go through, that kind of thing?
So we have 3 different progression levels of music in the game. What you'll have is when you get to a certain point in the story, the music will switch to a new feel, and we can't give away what those points are.